general sentiment.
Yep. So we were just saying everything is weird.
Yeah,
I
everything's
feel
weird.
I feel weird. I mean, my eyes can't even open right now, so I look weird. So this will be great for YouTube.
Yeah,
Um, how you doing, Dorian?
I'm doing well.
Are
Doing
you?
very well. Yeah.
Good.
How are you, Greg?
I'm good.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, I mean,
Um,
after you had a relaxing, uneventful past week and weekend, no.
dude, yeah. Well, that's part of the weirdness, right? So finally had the uh finally had the art show. Light requires darkness to shine. It
Yeah.
for
Congratulations,
all
man. Seriously.
thank you.
That's really
Thank you.
fucking cool. Yeah.
It was It was more than I anticipated in every way possible. So, um, the show went well, or so I've been told.
Yeah,
It's all sort of a blur for me.
I was
So
gonna say,
it's
do you have any specific recollection of the actual event, or was it all just kind of
yeah. I mean, it was
smeared? Yeah.
cool. It was a cool thing to get to. First and foremost, I've been painting for over 5 years now, and this is the first time that my paintings have been shown in public.
Damn.
And so to get to, have a dialogue with people as they're actually seeing them and actually see them for what they are, not just some little stupid picture on their phone. That was definitely the best part of the whole experience for me. Getting to communicate, my intentions, and having people see them for real.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
because some people might not know you tend to paint on a pretty large canvas. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, the biggest paintings there were 72 inches by 36 inches, so 6 by 3. There were some 4 by 3s, some 3 by 3s, and then some smaller ones.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in a lot of them. Some of these ones were a little bit more restrained. I think because I knew that they were going into a restaurant and going to be seen by people who had no fucking clue who I am, it definitely affected my approach in some degree, some regards. I don't
Okay.
know. The paintings that I've done in the past have been a lot more busy. And I think this is a good thing to like start to find some restraint in what I'm doing. So that shows a shine of that shows a sign of maturing, I
Yeah.
think.
Some editing.
I don't know if editing is the right word.
Okay.
Restraint.
Yeah.
Restraint is different than editing. You can't edit a painting per se.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you do edit a painting, it usually means you're making it busier, generally speaking.
Right. I guess self-editing in terms of just like
Yeah,
while
yeah.
you're in the process, sort of like starting to say
Yeah.
yes or no to things instead of like yes, yes, yes.
Well, the one thing that was different about this than any paintings or most paintings I've done in the past is every painting had a plan per se. So there was an image in my head that I was trying to achieve. And so that right off the bat made the process slightly different for me because more often than not I kind of let myself go in the process and see where that painting wants to go as opposed to me wanting it to go to a certain place.
Mm-hmm.
So that part was definitely different. And it yielded some really cool results. And yeah, it was cool. It was a cool experience. I learned a lot. I'll tell you this, and this is only so many people will maybe understand this, but it's a different feeling when you are the guy as opposed to being the guy behind the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So for all the attention that I've garnered over the years as the production designer for Pretty Lights or for this person or that festival or this thing or whatever, even in this small little room in front of a very small crowd of very, you know, special people, when I would like walk around and like the calendar's up on the wall and it says Greg Ellis on it, and I was just like, holy shit. Like, so it felt, everything about it felt differently because it was my show. It
Yeah.
wasn't, there was no team aspect. There was no, oh, I work for this person or I'm working with that person. Like this was all me. The lighting installation and visual performance was an experiment, one that reached most of its goals. I can tell you this much:
Pretty
the
good
next
for an
one will,
experiment. Yeah.
yeah, the next one will be multitudes better. I had some technical difficulties, so that kind of like threw me off on like during like there was like two sets basically, and so the first set was me, just trying to like get a get a grasp on everything and settle back in, and then the second set things started to run more smoothly, and I got more out of it, and it kind of got I kind of achieved the things that I was hoping to achieve. So this won't be the last one. I've already had a bunch of people ask me when the next one is.
Yeah. Me
The
included.
venue included.
Oh, awesome.
So so yeah, so I definitely I've tapped into something here, and I definitely look forward to refining it and leaning more into what's the best way to say this? Into like everything that I did was very, very, very uniquely me, but I want to make it even more uniquely me.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
take that for what it's worth. I don't know. So
What I guess coming off of it, any like technical stuff aside, because I actually was curious to ask you, like, if you do this, when you do this again,
yeah,
what's like the first thing that you're like, this is what I want to like change or augment or tweak or like whatever.
the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, first and foremost, I need to make it more performative. Um, Playing a playlist of songs that I enjoy or songs that I think will be interesting to people isn't enough.
Mm.
So it needs to feel like a performance, not just a guy on stage pushing play and
Okay.
making things happen.
So
I don't
much
know.
like yeah, much like the paintings are sort of your interpretation of these songs, kind of taking the songs and blending them into
Yeah, I
kind
mean,
of a whole.
there's a thousand different ways I could go about it, and that's what I plan on diving into head first here for
Mm.
the next couple of months while things are quiet.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that really means yet.
Okay. Cool.
All I do know is that for this to be something that is worth doing more than once or twice, I need to do a lot of work on the music side. And then from there, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
The lighting stuff, like I said this even going into it. I was like, the lighting side of it is the easy part. And it was for the most part. But even that, threw me some curveballs. And so, that's the thing I've been doing for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I can not rest on my laurels, but I can put things together in a way where I know that they're going to be effective, and it's not a massive burden.
Mm-hmm.
I underestimated the challenge of curating music in a way that is engaging to an audience.
Okay.
So to all the DJs out there, good and bad, I give you lots and lots and lots of credit for what you do, because it's a lot harder than it looks. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So,
I can kind of relate because for my birthday every year I do a film festival, just at home with like friends. But like I've probably mentioned this before, I buy movies at a faster rate than I can watch them, so I have like a huge backlog of stuff that I own that I've never seen. So I use my birthday every year as a way of programming like 6 movies that I have that I've never watched, that like I'm gonna sit and watch these all day. If anybody wants to come over, great. And we do like themed foods and like all this type of stuff, so we make an event out of it. But I learned a lot my first year doing it in terms of programming
yeah.
and how to sustain people's sort of endurance, whether it be like, you know, physically just sitting around or like mental and emotional endurance when watching like 6 movies over the course of, you know, 14 hours or whatever.
Yep.
Because the first year I programmed, and again, I hadn't seen any of these movies, so I didn't know the degree to which, you know, they were emotionally devastating.
Yeah. And
But I
whether
ended,
someone needs a couple days to recover.
dude, it was like 4 of those in a row. It just it was such a fucking downer. like and like my one friend who I was absolutely certain was gonna stay the entire time tapped out after the third movie. He was like, dude, I can't, like, I'm a wreck. I have
Oh
to leave
shit.
right now. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And this is the dude that I do like marathons with all the time. Like he can, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, no,
You
it was
got
like
him.
it was an incredibly, and we started like 10 a.m. So it's like right away, you're just like, oh God, I feel horrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, so in
Well,
subsequent years, I've figured out how to, you know, kind of like work um, the sway and wave of emotions and kind of how
yeah.
the ride goes, you know, over that period of time. But it was like, it
So
was
you
a
need
real eye opener the first time. Like, holy shit. Okay.
you need to watch more wrestling.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. See, there's a great quote about. Oh gosh, I'm gonna butcher this, so I might not even try to say it. But basically, the gist of the quote was, if every match is a car wreck, then how is the main event ever going to feel special?
Mm.
Right. And so the idea
Hmm.
behind that being like, the matches on a card should be built very much like how we're discussing, right? It should be a journey. And if they all kind of check the same boxes, then nothing feels special. So you need the like slow match, you need the fast match, you need the match that, uses weapons or whatever. You need the dramatic match, XYZ, right?
Hmm.
Going and that's how a card becomes successful, when all of the matches kind of complete the bigger picture,
Yeah.
journey that you're trying to put people on.
Right. It
So
like
yeah, you
leads
can't
you to
have
that title card instead of, yeah,
exactly, yeah,
repeating it.
instead of yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, lesson learned on that one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the experience of making everyone so miserable.
Well, there
It
can be
was
fun there for sure.
yeah, it was again unintentionally so, but as I was kind of like watching everyone just like slowly fall apart around me, I was like, wow, this is, I mean, for me this is kind of fun because I'm here, I'm gonna watch these, but yeah, try to make it a little more entertaining for everybody else.
Yeah, you got to play to your
So
audience to some. You don't want to, you don't want to placate your audience, but you got to play to the audience in
yeah,
some regard.
subsequent years have been far more successful in that regard, and
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
one of the interesting things that happened for me was that, ticket sales didn't go as well as we had hoped. And so the conversation was, do we open up like the back part of the room to just general dining? So that way we can at least get people in the door. And, if they stay for the show, they stay for the show. If they don't, at least, we're selling food and drinks and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
And so there was a handful of people who had no idea what they were walking into that actually did end up sticking around. So that was cool.
That's really cool.
But it's like one of those things where you're just like, man, have I gone too weird for these people?
Hmm.
And that's a question I ask myself on a daily basis. But it was I've never been confronted with it more than when, some lovely, 60-year-old couple from Westchester County, New York shows up and they're like, what in the fuck is going on here? So
Yeah.
I think
Well,
the painting saved it in that sense, because they were like, well, this guy's a painter and he's just trying to do some other shit. Like, cool. So it was like, it almost, the whole thing almost got flipped on its head in some way, because I think for people who didn't know who I
right.
was, they were like, oh, this painter's here and he's trying this lighting installation, where it's kind of the opposite. It's like, oh, this lighting guy is here and he's trying to be a painter.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool though. That's like a whole different
Yeah.
perspective though, of people that come in viewing you purely as
Yeah,
as a painter,
yeah.
and only
Yeah,
looking at it
so
from that regard. Like that's really cool perspective to get.
well, and at the end of the day, like there's nothing makes me happier than to have the lines get blurry.
Hmm.
So I don't want to be one thing. I don't want to be, I mean, I'll always be known as the thing I'm known for, I suppose, unless I just walked away from it tomorrow and just never looked back. But like, it's easy to, it's easy to get put in a box. And that is something I will fight tooth and nail for as long as I can live. So do not put Greg in a box, please.
Yeah. Well, you could be like John Lurie and just like fuck off to the Caribbean and and just paint.
Well, I mean, I basically did that. I just
Yeah.
moved to fucking the Hudson Valley
Right.
instead.
It's its own island. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically an island. I mean, there's nothing around here. It's so great. I love it.
So I've been dying to ask also about the menu.
Well,
what did the chef come up with?
that was one of the unfortunate aspects.
Oh no.
Because we didn't sell enough of the all-inclusive tickets, we had to just kind of stick to the standard menu, and then people just got like a food credit or whatever. I'm not sure
Okay.
exactly how it worked, but and that was the thing. Like it was an experiment on their part too, and because they're trying to like the venue Good House, and who I want to thank once again for allowing all of this to happen. They're trying different things too to try to cultivate their own audience. And so it's an interesting thing when you have two separate entities both experimenting, trying to find new ways to do things.
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna say that it was a failure, but it certainly wasn't financially successful. But that's okay. What we did though, and I think the people that were there can attest to it, that it was a cool experience, one that was very, very unique on all fronts,
Hmm.
and the people that were there had fun.
Yeah.
So I think we all learned a lot from it. I think there are better ways to do it. I think the biggest and most important thing moving forward is to give ourselves more time to promote it properly
Hmm.
and really get the word out,
It
because
did
like
seem like a quick
it,
kind
it
of
was
announce.
it was rushed, and the thing was like it started as a small idea and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, as these things tend to do.
Hmm.
And so when it seemed like, okay, we can do this small thing in 6 weeks, but then the small thing kept getting, it was like, oh, I've got this idea, I got that idea, I can do this, I can do that, and so then all of a sudden it was like, wait a second, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing? How are people going to buy into this? And then the dinner idea got thrown in the mix, and it was like, shit, now I'm about to go do this thing that's completely unknown to anybody, and I'm going to ask them to fork over $150. And you're like, well, if you're going out to a nice dinner, that's really not that expensive.
Hmm.
But when it all kind of gets threaded together in that way, it got a little, confusing, and also maybe, I don't know. So yeah, I think to do the dinner, we would have to establish a foundation and then work our way up to that said immersive dinner. And that is one goal of mine for the year 2026, maybe, is to work this thing to a place where we can actually justify a high ticket price like that and fulfill, the demands that need to happen. So that way the chef can go and do his thing. Cause he was pretty bummed. He was like, I had all these really crazy ideas. And
Yeah.
I didn't ask him what they were, because I was just like, I want to get out of this conversation.
Yeah.
I was oh man.
Yeah.
So
No,
so
tell me
next-
about these things you didn't get to do that you were hyped about. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So growing pains. I've used that term a lot in the last few years. I don't know why it seems to be a thing now more than it was when I was maybe just ignorance when I was a kid. I didn't know what growing pains were, but now I'm old enough to know.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Yeah. Growth
but-
didn't feel as rough as it does now. Maybe it was just because it was
Yeah.
happening more regularly. Yeah. And now
well,
it takes.
and it's also like, I mean, how many people are like, how many people are starting from zero, 20 plus years into their career,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So, I confront that notion often where it's like, man, it's not starting over, but it is in some ways. And yeah. So there's a lot of hits that need to be taken. I've taken a lot of hits over the years. And I'm good with that because the amount of hits I took when I was 25 doing this will far surpass the amount of hits I take now.
Yeah.
So, they just didn't hurt as much back then.
Right, I know. Yeah, you have like this ego barrier, of
Yeah.
youth that just like makes you feel invincible and infallible.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, so
Well, that's cool that
well,
I mean it'll be like an iterative thing then. Like this was kind of
yeah,
now that you know what the scope of it is or kind of how it feels and works and you can promote it and plan it and all that type of stuff more effectively. Yeah.
yeah, because we got like the attention of like a few different like bloggers and like artist people like right up to the line, and they were like, we already have plans, like we can't be there to like help promote this thing or to help whatever. So they were like, if we had more time, we could definitely help you. So yeah, I think whatever we end up doing next, it'll be like a 3-month rollout kind of thing, and we'll kind of get ahead of the promotional side of it a little bit better.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I know
when you're
that
flying by the seat of your pants, it's just like let's just go and we'll see what happens. And now the proof, this is the proof of concept.
Yeah.
So everyone who got to experience this one, you got to experience it in its infancy,
Yeah.
and it will only get bigger and better from here. And so yeah, just to wrap it up, thank you to everyone who came. Thank you to the Good House. Thank you to Ari. Thank you to my amazing wife for keeping me sane through this entire process. And special thank you to Ethan for all of his efforts. He knows what he did. So yeah, thank you all.
Thanks.
So what else do we have to talk about this week?
Yeah. I have one last question in that regard.
Okay.
When and where can we see Wally's photos from the event?
They'll be up probably tomorrow. He was a busy boy this weekend. So he was in, I don't even know. I think he was in Denver on Thursday. Was my show on Friday?
Yeah.
So
That's
he
what I've
went
been
from,
led to believe. Yeah.
I think that sounds right. So I think he might have been in Denver, flew to New York, took the red eye out to Atlanta, did like the hip hop festival in Atlanta, and he did another show last night. So he did like 5 or 6 shows in a row on like no sleep.
Damn.
So he was like, I actually got a text from him either last night or this morning saying that I'd have all my pictures by the end of today. So
Wow.
yeah,
Man's a machine.
yeah, he's a monster. So, and thank you, Wally, for coming. So
Yeah.
I thanked him a million times in person. I don't need to thank him anymore.
Yeah. The gratitude has been profuse. Yeah.
Yes, it has been. It has been. Yeah, so it's Halloween week, right?
Nice. Yeah, sure is. That's what this is we do a Halloween party every year. And, to a much lesser degree, this is our, art show where it's just every day. It's like, what if we did this? And then, now we're like 3 days away. Since Halloween's on Friday this year, it's a lovely opportunity to actually have the party on Halloween, which is rarely the case. But yeah, now we're like 3 days away, and there's like, 5 times as much stuff to do as there was like 3 days ago.
Of course.
But yeah, no, very excited about it though. What are your Halloween plans? What is trick or treating like nowadays?
Well, I've been told it's amazing here.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we'll be doing. So
Yeah.
When you have a 3-year-old, we're dressing up as Snoopy and Co. Originally, Hudson was supposed to be Woodstock, and I was supposed to be Snoopy.
I was gonna say that sounds perfect.
And I was gonna make Christina dress up as Charlie Brown. Somewhere along the line, and I don't know if Chris has been coaching him while I have been so distracted,
otherwise occupied. Yeah.
Yeah. But now Hudson wants to be Snoopy, so now I get to be Charlie Brown, and I guess Christina's going to be Lucy or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a bummer, but At the end of the day, as long as he's happy, I don't care. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what, every year so far for the last 3 years, we've done like a group costume. So the first year he was Darth Vader and I was Luke Skywalker
Oh,
and Christina was Princess Leia
so
or something
Hudson was
like
your
that.
father.
Well, dude, so when when he was like 6 months old, his laugh would turn into this like thing, and it like, and then he would like try to talk like that. So it like when he was like 6 months old, he was like talking like Darth Vader. It was hilarious. So it was like and then last year, I feel like I'm forgetting one. How old? Wait, so this will be
Yeah.
0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Yeah, so there is another costume in there, and I'm trying to think of what it is because this would actually technically be his fourth Halloween.
Yeah, right.
Um, last year, I guess it was last year. He was a fire truck, and Christina and I were Dalmatians.
That's thinking outside the box. I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I come up with all these ideas. Let's So, um, gosh, what was the other one?
Love that. Yeah, I remember. Well, last year we were all in Vegas for Halloween. Remember you and you guys did your Boy Meets World
Oh,
costume.
yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did Bluey. So here's
Ah,
yeah. So there's us as we were all like the whole Bluey family,
nice.
and then here's the Darth Vader one. This one's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And then, well, you could here's Christina as a Dalmatian and him as a fire truck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's Halloween through the years in the Ellis family. Yeah, so
Sweet.
this year we're gonna be the Peanuts gang.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we don't play when it comes
Wait.
to Halloween.
Yeah, that's good. Halloween's great. I have awesome memories as a child of Halloween. But yeah, I'm curious what trick or treating is like nowadays. Because when we were kids, it was like a free for all.
Yeah.
It was absolute chaos. It was just like parents just let you out the door in costumes and just whatever happened kind of thing.
I mean, I feel like in a town like this, that's probably still the case.
Sure.
Because like in this, I mean, even just like on a normal day, like the kids are just out doing whatever they want. Like
Nice.
parents aren't worried about it here. So,
Cool.
you know,
That's
obviously
awesome.
with a 3-year-old, I got to keep an eye on him. So,
Right.
yeah. So in a couple more years, a few more years, I don't know, 5 more years maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard to think about that stuff.
I'm sure. I'll have a little group of friends who can go and
Yeah.
cause some trouble in the neighborhood.
That's right. Just no eggs, bud. Just don't do the eggs. Anything else is fair game. I did that once when I was a kid, and it was not good. I got a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, like the eggs will like strip the paint off a car.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I've heard bologna does that too.
Does it?
Yeah, like in the sun. A friend of mine was into this whole idea. He always wanted to like get me to go and put bologna spots on cars. He was like, "Let's go do bologna spots," and I'm like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
I'm glad I didn't know about that one because I definitely would have done it.
Yeah, I know it seemed too easy. I never saw proof of it actually happening. This was entirely secondhand information.
Doesn't surprise me, I guess, but it's an interesting one.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious what the bologna looks like once you peel it up, like how much paint is actually just absorbed into it.
Not good. Not good. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but we're doing a group costume as well, Hannah, myself, and Jimmy. We're doing Monster Squad. Are you familiar with Monster Squad, the movie?
Of course I am.
Okay, I figured you would be. Yeah, there's a weird number of people that don't know about this film, but this is an absolute 80s classic. It was one of Hannah's favorites.
So, are you doing all the Universal monsters a la Monster Squad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically, we're doing I'm going to be Dracula from Monster Squad, which, by the way, awesome Dracula in that movie. Fucking great.
Yeah.
And Hannah is going to be one of Dracula's brides. And then Jimmy, our dog, is going to be Wolfman.
Perfect.
Yeah, except Wolfman does not have nards in our reality because Jimmy has been,
Yeah.
altered. But For anyone who's familiar with the film, this is like a huge point of contention with people that they're like, how can Jimmy be Wolfman? Wolfman's supposed to have nards. Um, but
It's Halloween.
yeah,
You got to suspend disbelief.
exactly. We're taking some creative liberties with our costume. Um, so yeah,
shit.
but yeah, the costumes are looking great though. Hannah put together quite the package for me.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely send some photos over. Should be a good time. We got some really cool fangs also. But yeah, I don't know if you've ever tried like any kind of dental adhesive, but they're very
You went like it. Whoa.
yeah.
You just didn't get like a mouth guard type fang thing.
Yeah, I mean those suck. You know, they
Fair
they
enough.
look shitty. Yeah, even so, you know, we're gonna do these for photos. Also, like I really should have used some teeth whitener for the past like couple of months before this costume because the fangs are like super white. It just makes it you know very obvious how much coffee
so are
I've drank.
you just gluing on fangs over? Like,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So it came with like some, you know, some like I don't know, almost like mortician's wax to like adhere them to your teeth. But we got some like Fixodent also, and yeah, all of them. It's like okay, these will be for photos only, but they look great.
How long will they stick for?
Well, if you don't try to talk or eat, then ostensibly as long as you want. But as soon as you start, you know, kind of, you know, masticating or
Yeah.
or doing anything with it's really like when your lips kind of move on them, it starts to like
Yeah.
knock them loose a little bit. So
Okay.
yeah, but hyped about that.
That's
And then
too
all sorts
funny.
of nonsense themed foods and whatnot stuff. So
There you go.
yeah, themed drink and all that. So should be a good time.
Speaking of kids movies, I watched a movie yesterday with Hudson, called Spooky Buddies.
Okay. What's the
So now
what's the premise
here's
for
the-
Spooky Buddies?
okay. So now, are you familiar with like Air Bud?
Oh yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
are you aware that the Air Bud franchise stretches far and wide?
I'm not aware of how far it does, but yes, I'm familiar that it
Well,
extends.
The first thing I saw that got my attention was like maybe it was like a year ago or so. I can't remember what it's called. Let's see. Maybe it's it doesn't well. So but here's the deal. They have done 1 million of these movies. Oh, okay, it's called Pup Academy. So I don't know if this is part of it is part of the Air Bud franchise. Okay. So I saw this thing last year called Pup Academy. And it's basically like Hogwarts for dogs.
Okay.
And it's fucking amazing.
You have my
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's so bad, but it's so good. You know, it's like an after school like special, like if you think of the quality of acting and such, it feels like one of those like after school specials.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Like that's the feeling of it. But it's charming as all hell.
Yeah. Is this
yeah.
animated or live action?
No, live action. That's the whole thing.
Nice.
It's Air Bud is
Awesome.
like these
Yeah,
dogs, real dogs.
Right.
Now, you know, I'm sure there's
They
some
tend to get
CGI
lazy as
going.
these things continue on
Yeah.
now.
I'm sure there's some CGI. I mean, the CGI like voiceovering stuff is hilarious because it looks like a real dog, and then like just the mouth like unnaturally moves.
Right.
So that's just pretty funny. So Pup Academy was like, I was like, this is ridiculous, but I love it so much. I couldn't tell you why. It just is. It just is. It's great. So I found. So we were trying to go through and find Halloween things, something new for Hudson, because like, here's a thing that you'll learn about children if you don't already know this, but they are a big fan of repetition. So if they see something they like, they want to see it 180 times in a row. And that can be maddening.
Yep.
So there are days where we watch the same thing over and over and over and over again. And there are days where I go, hey, Hudson, do you want to watch something new? And he's actually into it. So thank God yesterday was one of those days.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had already done The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. We had already done I don't even know what else they had watched, but like
Yeah.
I was like scouring the internet trying to find good, like not too spooky movies, you know?
Hmm.
And so I found Spooky Buddies. And Spooky Buddies is a pack of young puppies solving a ghost story mystery thing.
Okay.
But now here's the kicker with this movie. And now apparently every one of these Airbud movies, they figure out a way to to inject a somewhat respectable actor and or comedian
Mm.
into these movies. And I may have I may have incidentally discovered the greatest um bad guy horror children's role of all time.
Ooh, okay.
And it is Harland Williams as the evil sorcerer Warwick in this movie Spooky Buddies. And his acting is so over the top. And the shit that he's doing, so he rides his staff like a surfboard, and he's literally got his arms out and he's
Okay.
like flying through the air riding it like a surfboard. It's the fucking funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And just like him talking, and I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Harlan Williams has kind of had a resurgence in the last
Oh.
few years.
Oh no shit. No, I didn't know that. I like
So
just know him from Half Baked basically.
okay, so he's actually one of the like most revered comedians in the last like 15, 20 years.
Hmm.
But so he started doing guest spots on Kill Tony, and then he's got his own podcast, and he's on some other podcasts, and he takes everything with a very different angle than the average person would.
Mhm.
And so he stands out just by being him. And so it was funny in this like new context because yeah, up until 5 years ago or whatever, I had always just thought of Harlan Williams as kind of like the goofball in a bunch of shitty, you know, stoner movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And
To be fair, I do remember liking him quite a bit in Half Baked.
he's great.
Yeah,
He's
I
great.
remember
He's
when
a-
I
he-
saw it,
he's
I
a-
was like, "Who's this guy?
Yeah.
I really like him." Yeah.
he's a good actor. He's a great comedian. But yeah, he's in this kids movie, Spooky Buddies. So this podcast will go out this afternoon. So you still got what 4 days if you still
Yeah.
need to scratch the itch. May I suggest Spooky Buddies on Disney Plus? Just for Harlan Williams. Everything
Yeah.
else is ridiculous, but and then the youngest son, or no, he is he's not the youngest son. He is the son of who's the guy who plays Kenny Powers? What's his name?
Oh, Danny McBride.
Danny McBride. So he is Danny McBride's son in Righteous Gemstones. Now,
Oh, okay.
but he was like the lead kid in this movie 10 years ago or whatever. So to see him as like a 12-year-old is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
hilarious.
yeah.
It's awesome. So is this actually directly like a spin-off from Air Bud, or is it just sort of in a spiritual sense in terms of like anthropomorphized
essentially-
dogs? Yeah.
Well, so I think what happened was some point along the way, Air Bud became the Buddies. And as opposed to
Oh.
one adult dog, it is now 6 puppies.
Gotcha. So this
And
is
they are
like
the- They are the Air Buddies.
this is like an Aliens kind of sequelization.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
And there's a whole series of movies. They after Spooky Buddies was over, they had Buddies in Space, of course, because what good
yeah.
franchise doesn't go to space at some point?
Right. Yeah. It's like a rite of passage.
Yeah. And then there's a handful of other ones too, and then there's that Pup Academy one and some other shit too. So if you need a good smile, the Air Bud franchise is there for you.
Yeah. There's a fun random factoid about the Air Bud franchise also is that, well, the movie Air Bud has made its way into the legal lexicon among lawyers because the whole premise of that movie is like the dog can play basketball because there's no specific rule saying that dogs can't play basketball. So that type of logic and argument being used in a legal setting is called an Air Bud argument. That's
No
like,
shit.
yeah, like actual, like, I don't know how ubiquitous this is, but I've talked to lawyers who have said, oh yeah, the Air Bud position, or like whatever. Or like, no, that's any argument where you just argue that it's okay because there's no rule specifically prohibiting it.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fucking great.
yeah, it's amazing that the film has quite a legacy. It's, I mean,
Yeah,
what, 30 years ago? Here we are talking about it.
yeah. Well, the dream continues through the buddies, so
Mm-hmm.
and they all have like little medallions. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's
I mean,
lore, my
it was a
friend. There's a lot to catch up on. Yeah, you got to watch
yeah,
them in
there was
order. It's the only way to keep track.
yeah. I know.
Um,
I plan on this week. I got to clean the studio. It's such a disaster because I mean I was just in such a whirlwind, especially this last couple of weeks.
yeah. When
But I
did
think I'm
when
gonna.
did the last painting get finished?
Oh, the night before.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
But
only.
I got them all done. All
Yeah.
11 are up on the walls, so the
Hell yeah.
mixtape made sense. The next steps for that part are to. I'm gonna type up like a more like thorough kind of narrative thing that it kind of explains the whole scope of the idea in the project on the web on my website. Because like right now, there's like a QR code for each painting, and it just sends you directly to like that painting's listing on my website.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll tell you what the name of the song is, the artist, the emotional value, and like a key phrase from the song that all kind of ties it together.
Nice.
So there's no like bigger frame of reference for people who are going in there now to understand like why does this QR code say track 6?
Yeah.
So the next thing I got to do this week. So this project isn't done yet either, by the way. So because I gotta finish the narrative, like kind of overarching narrative thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna do a limited print run for each painting. I haven't decided how I'm gonna do that yet, but I'm talking to my printer about it now. And then I did have a few people ask me about the pink VHS tapes
Oh yeah.
and doing that part. So I never got as far as to doing the actual like visual recording ahead of time where it like took like parts of like either whatever, like something that referenced each music video or
Right.
something like that. So we'll see if that happens. That one is a big maybe. But definitely prints and definitely more information will be out
Yeah.
there soon.
some kind of Rosetta Stone for anybody
Yeah, exactly.
wandering into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the paintings will be up at the Good House if for whatever reason you find yourself in Westchester County, New York. The paintings will be up at the Good House here for the next month or two, probably.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to just a quiet week.
Yeah.
I think a quiet week is good.
Yep.
So
Excellent. Well, you've certainly fucking earned it.
so you told me that you have made some headway on our radio play.
I have.
Care to divulge any information there?
Little bit. It's, it's as with everything I do, it's getting weirder by the minute.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's getting pretty abstract, so I'm kind of trying to wrangle it in and remind myself that like maybe this is something that should be a little more accessible and entertaining, at least at the outset. So, but it's a lot of just kind of, I'm finding it right now, basically, is I think the best way to put it. So I've got, there's a concept in place. I've got a whole bunch of assets to play with. I've been, I mean, this is just really well timed too, because actually when I bought this microphone several months ago, I just started bringing it like everywhere and obsessively recording sounds. So I have this outrageously diverse library of like random sounds and like environments and just kind of audioscapes and whatever.
Perfect.
And Foley stuff. I like when we were in Colorado before Yon Dawn, I was like, oh, we've got sound treated rooms. I could go in and like record a bunch of really awesome Foley effects because I'll have like a dead quiet room, to like record them in. So during downtime, I was like going into the room we were doing interviews in and like inside of like a baffle cave made out of like pillows in there was like recording weird sound effects and shit. So I've got a ton of stuff to play with as far as like experimenting with the general concept. And I think once, this will probably be something that's more of like a proof of concept type of piece. And
Okay.
once it kind of comes to fruition, who knows? Maybe it'll be something we go ahead and release. But I think what it
Yeah.
would probably more so do is be like a thing that we can point at and go like, okay, cool. These are ideas we can use within like now a structure that's a little more maybe sensible.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, I think
but there's some
it,
cool
it
shit already. I gotta say, there's a few
beautiful.
things that like
Love
yesterday
love
I
to
was
hear
like
that.
had a couple of those moments where I was just like, okay, yeah, I kind of got chills for a moment here just listening back to that. Like that works. So those are nice moments to be able to hang your hat on and
That's
move forward.
awesome. Yeah. I think I think at the end of the day we should be embracing all of it, you know?
Yeah.
And so once again, like what I just went through, it's okay to be weird as long as you can justify the weirdness.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm excited to share it with you. It's gonna take it. We've got, like I said, with all the prep for this party on
Oh yeah, dude.
Friday.
We're in no
We're a
rush.
little bit busy.
You're
But
further along than I thought you would be. So let's just
sweet.
you're good.
Yeah,
You're
no, I was
fucking good.
honestly, I was really hoping like to be able to have something like this week to be able to send your way to check out.
Well,
But
I
I
will.
think it's
I'll,
gonna
I'll
be
tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll make this really easy for you because I leave on Monday for Spain to go see Radiohead.
oh hell yeah,
I think. Yes, I leave on Monday.
fuck yeah.
So I will be back stateside on 11/11.
Oh,
Whatever day that is. I have no idea.
mm-hmm.
So there you go. So by
Perfect.
like let's say the 13th, that's when you and I should go over this whole thing and then try to roadmap what happens next.
Hell yeah, that sounds
So you got
perfect. Yeah,
a
plenty
little
of
over
time.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Love that. Have you been to Spain before?
Yes.
Nice. Are you
Yes.
going? Are you going back to? I'm not sure where they're playing. Is this
They are playing in Madrid.
okay?
We are starting our adventure in Barcelona. One of Christina's best friends actually lives out there.
Nice.
And so we're going to go visit them. And then I believe we're taking the train from Barcelona to Madrid. So that'll be fun.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I actually have two of my really close friends are there right now.
Oh, fantastic.
And they get back a day before you leave.
Well, their timing sucks
Yeah.
because they should be seeing Radiohead.
Actually, they would probably be into that. They've had this trip planned for a long time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, man. Well, that'll be fucking rad. How many, is it several nights that you're seeing them, or is it just one show, or?
Just one show. Just the one. I mean, I do have two extra tickets that I could potentially trade for another night. I hadn't thought about that. I should maybe talk to Christina about that. Well, because I was gonna give them to a friend, and he couldn't pull the trip off. So I literally just found this out like 2 days ago. So if people listen to this podcast are gonna start hitting me, I'll be like, I want those tickets. So I don't know yet. We've got some options. Let's just put it that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never seen Radiohead live, which I hear is a huge mistake on my part.
It is.
Yeah, I would like to, but are they the type of band like? Is the show different night to night at all, or is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, I think it's going to be more so. It's going to be more different than it has been in the past. My understanding, because they're not the kind of band you go on tour with or anything like that. So I've only ever seen, one or two shows on a tour. But let's say they have 40 songs to kind of shuffle around their 25 to 30 song, because they're not jamming really.
Right.
So like, they play 2 hours, maybe they play 25 songs. I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are. I'm just throwing shit out there.
Yeah.
In a recent interview that they just put out, they were like, we've got a list of 65 songs that are all up for grabs. So we'll see what happens. And so it sounds like they're taking a little bit more of a loose attitude with these shows than they have in the past. So yeah, it does appear as though each show will be different to some regard.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a fish or something though, where it's like never the same show
No,
twice. Yeah.
no. Their shit's too
That's cool though.
complicated for
I
that
think I
because
kind of assumed that they had like a, like a time coded, and like again, like
no, they've never done that. Like they're
okay.
playing live. They're playing live, and so like the nature of the performance can be unique, I suppose.
Hmm.
If they're into it one night more so. But from like a song selection standpoint, there's a lot of moving pieces to their show because they have instruments specifically for specific songs that are tuned specifically, and so like if you really pay attention when the lights go down, there's a lot of movement happening, and
Mm.
so they may be wheeling a Rhodes on or taking this synth off, and like the band arrangements are different from song to song, and like different guitars, different basses, this, that, the third, whatever. And so they're constantly like shuffling instruments on and off the stage. So there is some challenges, I suppose, from a production standpoint to make that all work, especially if they're going to be a little bit more, free with how they're approaching everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know, we'll see what happens. It's also going to be in the round, which is different.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what to expect. I go into these things completely wide open. I'm like, I don't care what they do. Just let's go have fun.
Yeah. No,
I
totally.
know because the thing with a band like that is like they never let you down because they don't ever take the easy road.
Hmm.
You know that whatever they're about to do, like they're going to put a ton of effort behind it. So from a production standpoint, Andy's always hit home runs.
Nice.
Some designs are better than others, sure, but like there's never been a time where I was like, man, that looks like shit.
Yeah.
Like I've never felt that way. So, even like there was like a weird like short period, and like it was right before a Moonshaped Pool, and they were doing like a short run of shows, and I got to see them at the Garden. They did this like design where it was supposed to like emulate like a film strip almost. So it was like video, and then like these lights in the middle that kind of like looked like the squares, and
Mm.
it wasn't like the most well executed design, but the ideas all made sense, and like, but then when the actual tour design happened the next year, you were like, oh, this was just a placeholder because the other design wasn't ready yet or something like that,
Okay.
And but they still like it was still amazing.
Yeah. It was still like
And
conceptually sound. Yeah. It wasn't.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, they're the best for a reason. So
Mm.
I say, I'm glad I got tickets. I gotta fly over the pond to go see them. So
Yeah.
be it. Let's go.
Are they not doing any U.S. dates, or at least haven't announced any yet?
Not at the moment.
Oh shit. Okay.
Right now, here's the deal. They like, so they just did this whole big interview it was like the first full band interview in like a bazillion years,
Hmm.
where all five members sat down in one room and talked at the same time. And they confronted the notion that like, yes, we were broken up. Like we didn't think that this would ever happen again.
Hmm.
And I guess Ed O'Brien was in a pretty dark place, and like, it wasn't super public, but like Tom York's wife died like in the mid 2010s,
Oh
and
shit.
so he was like, going through his shit, and it's just life, right? Like all
Yeah.
these guys that they go through life just like the rest of us, and they were pretty much like, this is the end, but they were never real. But they're not the kind of guys to just be like, yeah, we're done. They just are like, we're gonna put this down. We'll all go do our own thing, and we'll see what happens in 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they've kind of come out the other end of it. And one of the funny things was like, apparently the most like the if you had to guess what the average age of Radiohead's top streamers are, what would you guess it to be? This is hilarious.
I mean, I would guess our age range.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong, sir. 13 to 16 or something in that range.
What?
And then this is the best part, right?
How the fuck
So
did that
you
happen?
exactly? Well, so a few months ago, the song "Let Down" became a TikTok trend.
Okay.
And so I don't know what the context of any of this is. I have no idea. I still haven't gone down the TikTok rabbit hole.
Hmm.
So I don't know, other than the fact that like people were talking about Radiohead a bunch because a bunch of people were using the song Let Down on TikToks.
Yep.
And then this stat came out about how like teenagers were like the highest streamers for Radiohead on like music on like Spotify and shit. And I guess one of the guys, his kids are like 18 and 20. And he's like, how did this happen? And he's like, what do you mean, how did this happen? He's like, every teenager on the planet is depressed. You guys make depressing music. So there you go.
Yeah. It's
Like that was what his kid told him. So,
it. Yeah. In a depressing way, it adds up.
yeah. Yep. So I'm going to go cry my eyes out for
Damn.
2 hours
Wait till
watching.
Elliott Smith becomes a TikTok sensation.
You know, honestly, he's sacred territory for me.
Yeah.
I hope that his music doesn't get bastardized in such a way. But you're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, the thing with Elliott Smith though is it's not. Well, it is. I mean, it's more ethereal in the verbiage that he uses. Where Radiohead's lyrics are very like direct and poignant.
Right. They can work in a bite-sized format, whereas Elliott Smith might not have the sort of same kind of pithy, bits that can be chosen and popped onto to make something, I don't know, memeable or whatever a moving meme is. A TikTok, I guess.
TikTok, yeah, I guess that's what you call it now.
Is that a nile? Yeah.
Oh boy! All right. Well,
I'll always love being the 40-year-old guy discussing TikTok.
Yeah, I know, right? You can tell like when you're out of place in something. It's when these social media things start to come up. All right. Well, I'm gonna go back to bed probably.
Yeah, nice.
And
yeah,
enjoy some peace and quiet before I have to go pick up my lunatic child from school. So, once again, thank you to everyone who came to the show this weekend. There will be more one day, sooner than later.
Excellent.
And this has been the Stroke of Midnight.
It has.
Bye bye.